If you see this promotional overlay inside of Figma like me, that means you finally have access to the new AI features within the Figma. And in this video, I'm going to use these features and share my experience with you. So get sure to watch this video until the end if you want to know how AI is working inside of Figma. My name is Kia, and here's a Kimo. Welcome back to my channel. Figma released a lot of new features in Config 2024, and one of the most important one, of course, was integration of the generative AI within the Figma as a native solution. And I finally have access to all these new features, and I'm so excited to use them and share my first impression using these features with you. So in this video, I'm going through all these new features. I'm going to show you how these things are working in practice, and at the end, I will see if I can integrate AI features of the Figma into my working process. I have to be honest, so far I could not really find a reliable AI tool that I can really integrate into my working process. And I'm working as a UI UX designer. So let's see if Figma can change this for me. Now, before we get into the video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you are new here and if you haven't done it yet, share this video with the other designer in your community. Like this video and check the other videos in my channel. Now, without further ado, let's open up our Figma. So first thing that you will realize when you open your Figma after this new feature or after this latest update is this overlay that I said at the beginning of this video. And here basically you have two options. You can go through the tutorial or watching the hints regarding how this new feature is working, or of course you can go to the AI playground file, which I'm going to show you later on, which Figma prepared for everyone, that they kind of play around with these new features and get familiar with everything. But here I would close this thing, and I'm going to start from scratch, and I will share all these new features that exist in the new update or latest update of Figma regarding the AI, generative AI, which of course you can find it right now in the toolbar down here. Basically, we have this action menu, which was there after the UI 3 update in the user interface of the Figma, but now of course the AI also integrated into it. You can also open this menu using the combination key Control K or Command K in the Mac OS. And when you open the action menu, immediately you can see a couple of new features, basically the AI new features, which also tagged by AI beta, so they are in the beta version and they are not the final version, such as the make a prototype, or if you scroll down, maybe rewrite this. This is also the AI tool, new tool, or translate or shorten. These are the things that are related to text. So yeah, there are a bunch of new AI tools. Let's go through them one by one. First feature, which is the most important feature for me actually, and I am very, very hyped about it, is making a draft or the first draft, or basically a generative AI which is going to generate a user interface for us. So let's open the action menu, and here in the search, basically text input, I'm going to search for first draft. You can see basically the option here on top of the search result list. Let's click on it, and then immediately we will have a menu with four options. First option is telling us that we can use the basic app library in order to build a new user interface, or we can use the wireframe library for the applications. And the two other libraries are for the same purpose, but just for the desktop version. It's a little bit disappointing. I feel like I do not want to decide which kind of library should be used in order to generate the user interface, especially when I see here that we have some certain amount of components that are going to be used for the process. But I believe that's basically the beta version, and maybe later on we will have more libraries, or this step is going to kind of get hidden and we can use prompting in order to define the thing. But for now we are fine. So let's give it a try. I would like to make a UI for one application for mobile phone. So I'm going to select this basic app library, which you can see right now on top of this prompting section. So I can change them if I want to by just clicking on this tag or label or whatever it is on top. and then switch between the other options that I have. So now, like always, we just need to write down a prompt and ask AI what exactly we want it to generate for us. But before I go further and type in basically my prompt, I would like to show you one thing that I found from the playground that Figma released, which you can also find the link to this file in the description of this video. I will leave it there. Just click on that and open it. The thing that I would like to share with you in this step is that how you can do a proper prompting. So how your prompt should be in order to get the best result. And you can see one example here. If you would like to use the first draft feature, your prompt should have at least these three items or these three parts. The first part of your prompt should explain the product type that you are trying to make UI for. For example, here in this case, you would like to make a product page, which is basically defining the product type of your software. Or it can be like a mobile app, or you can say website, or you can say whatever your product type is. The next part of the prompt should be the use case. What exactly your project is about. For example, here in this case, I would like to have a product detail page or a checkout page or any other page design that I need. Or you can even explain a little bit about the business or overall purpose of the project. For example, here I would like to have an e-commerce store and I need a, I don't know, checkout page for an e-commerce store. And at the end, we can add the rest of the description, such as the, I don't know, what is the owner of the company, what kind of context you see for your project. For example, it's a shoe store, or it's, I don't know, any other type of business, or it's just simply a social network or news, or it's a service-based website. So let's write down our first prompt here. I would like to have an article page for a news company, a news website, and click on this make it, or the Control Enter combination key. And here we can see that there is this progress bar, which shows that the AI is working. And ta-da, here we can see the first result of the generation, which is very impressive. So this page is supposed to be the detail page or the article page of a news website. You can see how amazingly the AI in the Figma did the kind of a draft or the first version for it. And it's not just about the design, you can also see the content within it. So for example, here the avatar image it already exists there. We have this thumbnail image or the hero image for our news, which is impressive. I'm not saying it's the best quality or the best possible image that you can have in this design, but it's still very impressive. And we have the text, of course, the headline and the rest of the text are there for us, which is gonna kind of be very time saving for us. Here we see this message from the Figma which says, okay, the process is done, but we still have a lot of other options here that we can use. For example, I guess this thing that we have here can change the color theme in our design plus the text or typography. You can see that, for example, here I changed to this dark mode or the other colors, which is very amazing. Plus we can also click on this make change, and here we can have more access to the color theme or I don't know, dark mode, bright, light mode version of our design. Or for example, here we can define the radius corner for our element in the UI. Here we can define the spacing kind of system if we want to have like bigger spaces among the between the elements or less spaces. Or also typography, we can change the headlines or the bodies. Or even we can change something here. We can say, for example, share button below the headline. Let's see if we can change or add this new UI element into our design. Or yes, so I immediately get this error which says that the complex component edits are not supposed. I don't know what does that exactly mean, but I would like to have share icon or share feature in this page. Let's see if it can do something for us. Okay, yes, so now it add two CTA or two button, one primary button, one secondary button, and it's about sharing in social networks, which is not what exactly I expected, but still it does what I asked. I have to say it's very impressive to see how this new feature, first draft, is working. Basically, you can prompt what you need and AI is going to give you some result that you can work with. Just you can see that we used or the AI used already some modes, some variables to make this thing. Plus the layers are very organized and all of them has the auto layout in it, which means most probably this page is going to be fairly responsive, which you can see right now. And as I said, we have some modes, we have some variables, which you can see here. So everything is ready for you to go further and complete your design process. That's very impressive. Also, we saw how we can change something in the generated version. So basically there's this new feature which says make change. When you basically generate something or when you use the first draft feature, you can open this menu and change the stuff here, change the color temp, change spacing and the rest of the stuff that you already saw. And the next feature, which is very similar to this first draft one, is generating image directly within the Figma. Let's give it a try. I guess the feature name is make an image, which is making sense. So my prompt this time is going to be portrait of a female as a profile image. Again, this one is not so descriptive, but let's give it a try one more time. Yeah, here, when the process is done, I see 4 options that AI generated for me that I can choose among them. Which the first one is very impressive itself. It's very realistic. Things are looking fine. So I'm going to pick this one for now. I really like it. The most important thing is that you should not get out of the Figma for generating something and come back here. You can immediately do the things that you need to do inside of Figma. There is another thing, a new feature regarding the images, which is removing the background feature. Let's use that as well. I'll remove background. So when you select an image and then click on this feature, the Figma is going to basically detect the main subject of your image and remove the background, which you can see it does the job very amazingly. So it's very high quality. I mean, I'm speechless. This is very, very, very nice work. Okay, now let's get back to the first page, the news page that we made. I would like to make 2 more pages here. The first one is basically news overview page, which shows basically the teasers of the news. Let's see if this prompt can be sufficient for the result that I want to have. I would like to have one overview page for the news that the user can select the basically news teaser and then see the news detail. So yes, we have what I need. Actually, here we have the top story on top, the images are there, and the content is already in its place. Let me just change the theme to get closer to what we have in the right side. I don't know what I've done here. Can't change the stuff, but yeah. So the main point is that it's possible to change the design. So you can see that the quality of the user interface design that we have here is very, very nice, very good. So I would like to also make the next page, which is basically the landing page. So one more time, let's click on the first draft. And here I'm going to type a landing page for a news website with hero section and overview of news. Okay, this is gonna be the last time but unfortunately here I get exactly the same thing that we got in the second step. Maybe yeah, I don't know, my prompt wasn't good enough, or maybe it was so close to the prompt that I gave at the beginning. So Let's delete it. Let's ignore it. Okay, now that we have this new page here, I would like to show you the first feature that is very also impressive, which the name is, I guess, make the content, or yeah, here, duplicate with the new content, which means if I drag this handle here, which appears when you have a stack, or when you have a stack basically of a different element, you can make a new basically version of the element, or new duplicate of the element with the new content within it. So you don't have to copy paste them anymore and then change this stuff, change the text or change the kind of images. You can just drag this basically handle and make a new content, which is very amazing. The second thing regarding the text is basically you can select a specific layer, and then from the menu, again, the action menu, you can say rewrite this. And then you can also add a little bit more description using the prompt. For example, I can say I would like to have a shorter text or shorter version, and then click on the rewrite. You can see that Figma is going to take the text within this element, including the headline and the rest of the text element, and try to make them a little bit shorter, which it didn't work that well. It's not that short, but still it's very nice that if you don't like any specific text in your element or in your design, you can directly use the AI to change them. Plus, you can select the whole design or a specific part of your design, and then again come in the action menu and use the translate to feature, which is again the AI based. And then you can choose the language that you would like to translate your design to. For example, in this case, I'm going to translate it to German. And then the Figma is going to automatically take all the text layers and translate it to another language that you selected. And you can see that because we use auto layout in all layers, or actually Figma did, the design is not going to get broken. Everything is going to look good, and you can check your design in different language very, very quickly. This was all new features, the AI based features in the Figma that help us to make text, make content, and adjust them in different ways, like a translation, like make a new content, like a duplicate and make a new content, basically generate image, remove background. And now there is another feature that I would like to show you, which is about making a prototype. Now we have this 2-page. I would like to use this generated 2-page to make one prototype. So I'm going to action menu, select this 2, and click on make prototype. This is also a new AI feature, and you can see it's immediately start to do the noodling. It's connecting the things to each other. Okay, let's see how the prototype is going to work. So I'm going to select the main or the first page in the left side and run the prototype. Now we have our preview. You can see that the design looks fine. I can scroll down here, but yeah, okay, I see when I click on somewhere in the design, I see there are some links. For example, here, Alanzeige, when I click, it's basically show the next page, which doesn't make so much sense, but let's say okay. Unfortunately, here there is no other way to go back to the previous page. It does understand that there are some, or there should be some clickable element within the design in both sides, and it's try to kind of connect it to proper page. Most probably I didn't give any specific prompt, that's why it got a little bit confused, or I have only one page, which is making it more confusing. But it does understand, for example, the headline can be a clickable element, or for example, this link here on top can be also a clickable. So it's trying to detect these things and connect it to proper page. So that was it for this video. Now, as I said, I have difficulty to find a proper reliable tools that I can use really in my design process, the tools that can add something for real to my design. But I guess these things that I have here, they are not very fancy tools, like they are not going to change what I'm making as a designer, but they are going to help me to easily make the things that I would like to, such as translations. So that's a very amazing feature that I can use, of course, definitely when it comes to multilingual design. And I don't know, generating the content. Content is very important in design. Sometimes it's so difficult to find a proper content for your design. So now we can use AI to deal with those stuff. So I would say this is kind of a beginning of a new era, definitely. I'm really looking forward to see for the further kind of support and further updates for these features in the Figma. And at the end, I would like to share these two links with you. The first one is about AI in general, kind of the release notes, that what features you're going to get with this new update. You can find the link in the description of this video. So everything such as the renaming the layers, which I didn't show you in this video, but of course you can kind of select all the layers that you would like to rename and then rename everything automatically in a proper way, which can be also handy, or the rest of the stuff that we saw together. Plus, I would like to share the link to the playground of this new features, which you can find in the description video as well, which is this one. So basically, you have again access to every detail or every feature that is going to come with this new feature. And then more than that, you can read the detail of it and how you can use, of course. And plus, you can really use them in the real practice. It's basically playground. So just feel free to go to there and then make it the application or copy it from the community and then start to play around within it. I hope this video was helpful and you like it. And if it was so, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you are new here and if you haven't done yet, like this video right now and share your opinion and thought in the comment section with me. I will definitely read all the comments. And in addition, I have made a new Discord channel, which is not really new. It's almost 1 month. Let's gather there. Let's ask questions. Let's share our thought and opinion with each other. Let's grow together. I'm looking forward to see more people there that we can start our plan. So hope to see you there soon. Let's learn together and see you in the next video.